Okay, so as you can see from the title, today what we're going to be doing is finding the equation for a parabola using the graph, so we'd only have points. So the first thing that I see when I look at this graph is, well, we have the vertex, we have the x-intercept, and then we have just a random point over here. So the first thing that I notice is the x-intercept, because I know that on a parabola, the x-intercept, and I'll apologize in advance for my handwriting because you're probably not going to be able to read it. But I know that the x-intercept equals the point 0c in a parabola. So looking at the x-intercept here, I already know that c must equal -3. So c equals -3. The other thing that I notice when I look at this is the vertex. That's the other thing, because I know that the x value in the vertex on a parabola has to equal opposite of b over 2a. So let's put that down. Opposite of b over 2a equals 1 in this case. So let's see what we have. So this piece here we can't solve to get an actual value for b and a just with this, because we have two variables, so we can't solve. So what I'll do next is plug it into the equation, in standard form. So we'll have y equals ax squared, don't know what that equals yet, plus bx, and then -3, because I already know the value of c. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start getting rid of all these variables. So the easy variables to get rid of are y and x. And it doesn't matter which of these points you can use any of them. I'm going to go with our random point up here. So I'm going to plug that in. So y will equal 5. 5 equals, I'm just going to keep a there. That'll be my variable. And then x is 4. So times 4 squared. And now for b. That's where we go back up here. So I'm going to solve this for b so that I can plug in something here in terms of a. And I only have, again, a will be my only variable so that I can actually solve for it. So up here, I'm going to multiply by -2a. So that cancels out and makes this positive. And then I'll do the same on this side, multiply by -2a, which gives me positive b equals -2a. So now I'll take that down here, minus 2a times x, which is 4, and then -3. Now we just start solving and we do the algebra. We have to solve for a. So 5 equals a times 4 squared, which is 16, minus 2 times 4, 8a, minus 3. So that means 5 equals 16a minus 8a minus 3. And then we'll add 3 to both sides. That cancels. And that gives us 8 equals 16a. Scroll down, okay, and then, oh, I'm sorry about that, 16a minus 8a gives us 8a. So then divide both sides by 8, 1 equals a. So let's go back up here. So now we know we have this equation. We know down there we saw that a equals 1. So we can say y equals 1 x squared plus some value of b, x, minus 3. Right now, I'm going to go back to this bit so that I can solve for b. I'm going to look at this. I know a equals 1. So let me bring this down here. b equals -2. a is 1. So that means -2 times 1, b has to equal -2. So this equation is going to be x squared minus 2x minus -3 equals y. And that is the equation for this graph. I'm going to do one more. I have one more example. this out. With this one, you can tell that A is going to be negative because it's opening to the bottom instead of to the top. So the vertex is the point -2, 4, and the y-intercept, that should really be in a different spot. Okay. The y-intercept is down here, and it is 0, -4. So with this one, we don't have the random point, which really doesn't matter, because we can just use one of these 2 points instead. Again, the first thing I see is the x-intercept. So looking at this, I already know c equals -4. And then I'll look at the vertex again, and I know the opposite b over 2a has to equal -2, because that's the x value. So -2. Since I know that I'm going to have to solve for a already, I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. So, or I'm sorry, since I'm going to have to solve for b. So multiply times -2a cancels, and that becomes positive, times -2a. So I know that b is going to equal 4a. Now I'm going to pull this out. So y equals ax squared plus bx minus 4. Now, let's solve. So, I'm going to use the vertex as my point. So, positive 4 is the y value, equals equals a times x, -2, squared, plus b of our 4a value, which equals b, because this is just a replacement factor. b equals 4a, so I can replace this with that, and they are equivalent to each other. So b becomes 4a times x, -2, and then minus 4. Take this down a little bit. Okay, so 4 equals a times -2 squared, negative number squared becomes positive. So this will be 4a plus, well, -2 times positive 4 is -8. So minus 8a and then minus 4. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So this will give me 8 here. And then -8 plus 4a. So 4 minus 8 gives us -4a on this side. And then I'm going to divide by -4 on both sides. And it'll give me -2 equals a. So if I take that back up, oh, a bit too far, sorry. Okay, so c equals -4 and a equals -2. Now I look at this again, b equals 4a. So b, that means that b equals 4 times -2. 4 times -2 is -8. So we put all these pieces together, and we're going to get y equals -2 x squared, and this isn't going to fit, is it? No, it's not. Okay, let's put it down here. This will fit. Okay, y equals -2 x squared minus 8x and minus 4. And if you plug either of those points back into that equation, it'll solve and you'll come out with the proper y value if you plug in the x value, and vice versa. And that's all I've got. I hope that made sense. I hope you enjoyed having a video done by someone a bit different. And now this will select. Okay, well, I hope that helps you.